Hello and welcome back to this fourth day of this fabulous Open the Gates Masterclass. I welcome you back and I'm so happy that you are on this journey. I know it's a choice. I know that this is your precious time that you say, okay, so let's have a look. How is this really working? How can I open the doors? So if you are new here, I'll give you a quick recap what we did in the previous 3 days so that you know exactly where we're at today and how you can make the change in your life. Before I start with that, if you join us on YouTube and LinkedIn, there is a link for the Facebook group where this is going to be live, and all the exercises are also in the guide section of the Mindful Success Achievers Facebook group. So you're very welcome to join in there and get all the resources that I have promised. Cool. Dominic is already here. Who else is here? Welcome, welcome. Also, there is a link of StreamYard. So if you want me to see your comments and to recognize what you're saying, then there is this little link and you just have to give permission to StreamYard to show me your name. That said, okay, what we did the recent 3 days is the following. First, if we ask, open the gates. So first, which gate do you want to open, right? Because there are so many options, so many opportunities. So what is your focus? What is your goal? And so I also gave you a goal setting, actually a goaling exercise, because goaling is actually the activity. Are you living your goal 24/7 or just when you write your gratitude affirmations or in your meditation? So are you goaling? If you haven't seen day one, so go and jump and see what we did there after this call. And then once you know which gate you're going to open, then we ask, why is it even closed? So why hasn't this been open to you all that long? Or perhaps it has, so this will be our session today. However, so I gave you a full list of reasons and habits that usually block people. So there were 6 ghosts of fears that were taken from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I read it out. I gave there how they show up, the symptoms of those fears, and also how you can change it around. Then yesterday we went into explaining the key habits to overcome these symptoms, to overcome fear, to overcome, so the symptoms are to overcome worry, to overcome procrastination, indecision, doubt, and criticism, overindulgence. So there's so many habits that we don't even pay attention because it's not conscious, right? So again, what is a habit? A habit is a subconscious belief expressed in action. And whatever your action is, this is what brings the result. So whatever your result is, this was formed by your habits and thus by how you think, what you believe. So isn't it cool that we can actually only switch around a bit on the belief front to get the different results? So that's what we're going to do today. Are you ready? Let me know in the comments if you're here and if you're ready. And also there is some lawn mowing going on in my background, so let me know if you hear it all right. Okay, so which one of the success habits that I listed yesterday did you already implement? Have you made a committed decision to do what it takes? So what is a committed decision? It is a decision but backed up by action. It's not, yes, I'll do that, but it's, yes, I'll do that, and you go and do the first step. So if you want to declutter your house, you start with the first corner. If you want to invest in yourself, you put aside a down payment. If you want to grow your money consciousness, so you look for money mindset solutions. If you want to have more clients, you go out and offer your offerings to them, right? So it's really about the actions, and the actions are fueled by what we think and believe. And if you don't get the results again, so let's have a look at what you believe, okay? So knowing what is your goal, and the goal gives you the energy to go there and the direction where you go. And after looking at the success, like looking at what is holding you back, I really want to ask, if your goal is clear, if you know exactly what you want, then you have a clear path to get there. So I'm saying if you want more clients or more money, that is not a definite goal. A definite goal, for example, would be 10 clients every month. Or a definite goal would be $10,000 euro francs wherever you are at every month. $1 million a year. That is a concrete number. That's a definite goal. Okay, so check upon yourself. Hey Miriam, how cool to see you here. So check if you have a definite goal, if there is something that you can pinpoint to it and say, this is my goal. So yes, you can have a private goal and a business goal, but I wouldn't suggest to have more than that because that can be really confusing. And then I ask, okay, let's say you have this goal. Where is perhaps procrastination showing up? So why haven't you made the first step? I mean, as a concept is good and fine to understand, oh yeah, that might be holding me up, but ask yourself, because your reason and someone else's reason is not the same reason. So in order for you to know what's going on in you, so you take this honest inventory, and that was also what the exercise in day 2 was about. Take an honest inventory and have someone ask you the crucial question, the critical questions, and I'd be happy to offer myself to do that in order to find out what's really going on there, right? So we also covered that it's not about the mindset, meaning thinking positive, but it's where is your mindset? Like what is the belief system that you have that brings you your current results? And having and shining a light on that, ooh, this is going to change it all. So what we want to do today is to ask how yesterday we found the keys, turned them around, so now the gate is open, right? You move those blockages aside, so now the gate is open. Now what happens when you reach this next level is that, oh, there are so many things that are unfamiliar now. And let's say you go to a new city. So some people just go there and say, let's have a stroll around the hotel. I'll just, let myself wander around. And other people know exactly what kind of attraction they want to see in a new city. So they have a plan, they have a map, they know how they're going to go there, when they're going to go there, what is there to see. So some people have a plan and some people just kind of, ooh, next level, or the doors are open. What now? So those who do not have a definite plan, and that was also one of the success principles yesterday, will just kind of be in awe there and say, okay, that was a nice experience. I'll close the door again because I don't know what to do with an open gate. So if this is you, let me know, because that is something to change. Yeah, but if you are the conscious person that say, yeah, I go next level and then I'll figure it out. So sometimes it's about going out, making this first step, and sometimes it's also about letting things in. So some people do so much marketing and so much effort and, the hustling and grinding groove. And then someone says, yes, I'm interested. And what now? Okay, so I really want you, like, this is the flow when the gates are open and you can go in, go out and let in, and go out and let in, right? And just feel how easy it is to do so. Oh, Paul, cool to see you here. Okay, so it is deciding, not just wishing and waiting for chance or luck, but knowing that there are laws, universal laws that make things happen. We have the law of cause and effect. You are the cause, and you cause an effect. So always knowing what your effect is going to be, so you are the cause. Okay, so that is so beautiful to know. Then another thing is the law of growth. When you plant a seed, so it always goes 1/5 down into the earth in order to raise up its full growth. That's true for a little plant or for a big tree. That's true also for a boat that goes into the water. There always must be a little, like a fifth of the boat is underwater, and then that's how the boat can float, right? If you construct a house, you first build the foundation down into earth and then up the stories high. So it always works like this. If you invest, let's say in real estate, you first put money down and then you own a building. If you invest in yourself, you first invest and then learn your next level behaviors. That is the law of growth, right? So as soon as you understand those laws, understand those principles, and work aligned with them and along with them, that's where magic happens, right? So yesterday in our TAR session, Tuesday days ago, we spoke about the impression of increase. I think I mentioned it on yesterday's call here too. The impression of increase is from the science of getting rich. So if we speak about marketing, it's just about leaving people with an impression of increase. Also sales, also customer retention. So if you have a business, just ask yourself, how do I leave the people with an impression of increase? So in order to do that, understand what it is about. And yeah, so that brings me also just have the thought that in the science of getting rich, he also says that it's not about doing things, but it's about doing things in a certain way. So make sure your certain way or your way is the certain way that brings the results that you want. And as soon as you're aligned with that, I can tell you there's nothing more beautiful than that. But also, in order to create that, sometimes we have thoughts, so who am I to create this kind of success? So the answer is you are you. But can you step into or build a self-image that sees you as a winner, as a millionaire, as a rescuer of millions of people? Do you see yourself in the role of a leader? So that is the question. So where is your self-image? So you can build that. And so again, once you go out, with what kind of energies do you go out? Or as soon as you welcome people into your business, into your heart, how do you welcome them? So there is so much in this behavioral consciousness of how to go out and to let in, but this is really a science. It's an art and a science. And the art, the science are the universal laws. They are clearly organized and structured, and the art is you, because there is no other person exactly like you. There is no person looking like you. There is no person feeling like you. There is no person thinking like you. And the specific set of skills, talent, knowledge, and thoughts that you have, it is given by Source, the divine God, however you want to call it, and it is unique to you. So whenever you ask you, who are you to do this? So the wonderful answer is you are you to do this. And the world is waiting for you to unfold, to share your gifts, to shine with your magic. Now, how beautiful is that, right? So I want to read a little section again from Think and Grow Rich, the last one for this masterclass. There was a lot of Think and Grow Rich in this masterclass, right? And it is about a clear plan, okay? Because as I said before, if you're in a new city and you have a plan, what you want to see, where you want to go, and how you structure it through the day, so you're much more effective in exploring the city. The same goes if you have a business. And so here are the instructions from the persistence chapter of Think and Grow Rich, how to develop, how to make a plan. So number 1. A definite purpose backed by burning desire for its fulfillment. I'll just say this again. A definite purpose. So that's what I said, and that's what we discussed in day 1. A definite purpose. Know exactly what you want and how it looks like. So you need to be able to visualize it, to see it, to think about it, to feel it. That's your definite person, and especially knowing why you do what you do. So if you're currently investing your time or spending your time, so the difference between spending and investing time is when you spend it, it's not going to come back. When you invest it, there is a return of investment, expected from your time. So if you do something that furthers your purpose, you invest your time in your purpose. That's good. But if you spend your time on things that are unrelated to your purpose, you could have used this time for your purpose. So always think the image that I shared yesterday, when you are 100 and something years old and your great-grandchildren ask you, so what did you do in your life? What is it that you're going to tell them? And today is the day you can start. If you have to learn, go and learn. If you have to change things around, go and change things around. If you want to explore new ways, go to explore new ways, right? So that is the definite goal and the definite plan. So again, a definite purpose backed by the burning desire for its fulfillment. So there is this burning desire that you feel it with all your heart, that this is what you're born for. This is what is your job on this earth. This is why you are here. This is why you are invited to touch the hearts of the people surround you. So a definite purpose backed by burning desire for its fulfillment. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Second, a definite plan expressed in continuous action. And so that is also so beautiful because, okay, so sometimes we have a plan. Okay, I'll do ABC. And then, and now what? But I've tried ABC. Okay, maybe there is another way. Maybe there is D, right? So that's why this is in the persistence chapter. Maybe what you did until now is good, and there is just another effortless way, right? Have you thought about that? So a definite plan expressed in continuous action. That also means that if you want to reach this level and you're currently here, so there is this level and this level and this level and this level. And if you have an expectation to hop from here to here, I'm not saying it's not possible, because it definitely is, but it's also okay to do it step by step. It's okay to give yourself that time and that space. So some entrepreneurs working with me, when we started, it was like, even how to go live on Facebook. And then I was like, push the button. Like, no, what shall I say? Say hello. Then you can prepare it. You cannot. You can come with a book. You can come with notes. You can come with an idea. You know what you want to share, right? And therefore, there is always the next step. And so when we look at what we did up until now, so it's clear now she goes live, now she has a group, now she has several hundred people in the group. But the first step was to create this group. The first step was to decide on which platform she's even going to show up, right? So that's a definite plan. And I will also share today a definite plan that is very clear structured how you can go about your goals. So if you haven't right now, you might want to grab a pen and paper that you can write it down in just a couple of minutes when I go and present a definite plan to achieve your goals. Then number 3, a mind closed tightly against all negative and discouraging influences, including negative suggestions of relatives, friends, and acquaintances. What does that mean? A mind closed tightly against all negative and discouraging influences. So that means sometimes people will say, that's impossible. And you will go, I will decide what's impossible and possible for me. You create your reality. Whatever you can think of, whatever you have a burning desire for, is given you by source. And therefore, if you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. That quote is from my mentor, Bob Proctor, and it definitely works. The only thing you have to do is to focus your mind, fix your mind on what you want. Okay? So it says here, close your mind tightly against negative and discouraging influences, including negative suggestions of relatives, friends, and acquaintances. And I want to add here, and yourself. Because very often we are our strongest critics. Say, who are you? That's impossible. How can I do it? I don't have the skills. I don't know how. I first have to. Have we talked about I first have to? So if you want to manifest something, you have to think about it and not I first have to. You don't need anything but a burning desire and a clear vision, a definite plan, just what we said here. Here, it's not written you first have to have X amount of diploma or money in the bank account or connections, etc., etc., etc. What you need to have is a clear goal, a clear purpose, definite purpose backed by the burning desire of its fulfillment, a definite plan, and the mind fixed on your goal. And fourth, a friendly alliance with one or more person who will encourage you to follow through with both plan and purpose. So if you look around in your life, who is there with you on your purpose? Right? When you share about the magic you create in your business or in your purpose or in your nonprofit or in your family, like who is there with you? Who is supporting you? Who is uplifting and encouraging you? And who is not? Do you have this friendly alliance? Do you have you built a mastermind around it? So that's good, because with such people uplifting you and guiding you on your way, you are so much more certain, one, to stay on your way, to stay focused, and also to have someone when you're up and when you're down, and when you're up and when you're down, to hold you there, to hold the energies for you. So if you want to join such a group, I can explain you later today how to do that, because it's one of the success steps. And again, you might want to grab a pen and paper to write that down, because it is so super important. But perhaps first start with the intention. Is this something you want? Do you want to find out what is your definite purpose? What is your definite plan? How can you fix your mind and hold the vision and hold the energies? And how do you create a uplifting, like-minded circle that uplifts you towards your goal? So if that's something you want, write in the comments now, yes, I want. So I know where we're at here. Who am I talking to? Are you a decision maker? And haven't we talked about decisions yesterday, right? So making a decision, yes, I want that, is the start of every other step. Okay, so there is also, if you want to say, okay, Nadine, I get the theory, but there is these things going on in my life and I don't know which to do first and which to do after, and yay, Paul says you won. That's so good. So I do invite you to book a call that that we can talk about your individual situation and to create this magic and to make sure you are on that step process, on that definite plan, and that you do not shift your mind to anything less than positive, that you stay on track. So I have already booked a couple of calls this week from people that took action already in previous days. So you might want to take action right now, so that you grab the spots for next week. Yay! Paul is saying yes. Okay, so are you ready for the definite plan? I'm going to write it out or to spell it out and explain how it works so that you can take action just after this call, okay? Just after this session, I want to say. Okay, so the first step is that you have a worthy ideal. That's the definite goal, the definite purpose expressed in a goal. Okay, so how are you setting the goal, and then how you're achieving the goal? That's the first step, that you create your own definite plan. The second step then is to close the knowing doing gap. I know many of you watch this and say, yes, I've heard that before. Yes, I've tried that before. Those concepts aren't new. So knowing something and doing something are two different stories, right? So if this resonates with you, what the next step is, step number 2, to close the knowing doing gap. For that matter, you first have to understand, take inventory of what's not working, what is a non-productive habit, and then turn it into a productive habit. Our day has 24 hours and our week has 7 days. So some people say, if I just have another hour. So exactly, what then? Watching more soccer if you're in Europe right now? Or are you, how are you passing your time? So is it something that you're doing in that furthers your goal? Or is it just knowing that you should do, would do, etc.? What we covered yesterday with indecision, procrastination, doubt, fear, worry, etc. The ghosts of fear. Okay, step number 3 is your infinite mind, understanding that there is not only one solution and one path, but actually opening your mind to all kinds of possibility, and just start, and whatever doesn't work, now think big. It's not, okay, I'll try harder, I'll try again, because if you do the same thing over and over again, you will not get different results. Right? So if you want to have different results, you have to do different things. And yes, I get it. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. But how comfortable will it be when you achieve your goal? Like, how amazing. Is this something you want? And are you willing to become a little bit uncomfortable just in order to achieve your goals? And to help those many people that you can touch their hearts. You can change their life. Like, that is so amazing, the power every one of you has. So don't hold back. Like, if it's going live, go live and share your message. If it's joining a circle, go and join that circle. If it's, whatever your action is, if it's learn something in order to achieve a certain or have a certain skill, so do that. Right? And then become creative in what is possible to do, because you can. That is so beautiful. Then the 4th step is using your secret genie. And we've covered that a bit yesterday, that we have 5 sensory faculties. That is our 5 senses. We can hear, see, smell, taste, touch. They all are in our physical body, our conscious mind. And that is what separates us from the animal kingdom, is that we have the higher faculties, also known sometimes as the 6th sense. So the difference is we humans can think. Now, most people don't think. They use their sensory, their physical factors, in order to come to a conclusion what is possible and what not. I cannot see, therefore it's not there. Really? Can you see gravity? Can you see magnetism? But you know it's there. You know it's there. So law of attraction. If you listen to me right now, that is law of attraction. There is most probably a message that you need to hear, right? That is something you cannot see. Sometimes if you see color or beauty, so you cannot hear it, is it not there? Of course it's there. So we only look at the current state of results with our five senses without thinking what else could be possible. But your dream, your goal, your vision, it's in your imagination. So your imagination is a place. Can you right now, I know if you watch here, so you're on a screen, can you now think about your car or a car? See how quick you can change your thoughts? So is the car non-existent just because you don't see it or hear it, taste it, touch it, feel it right now? Is it in your imagination or is it just there out in the quantum field? It's there. You can go out to the parking space and it's there. But it's not right here. So your goal, your purpose is right there. It's right there. So do you use your thinking faculties like your willpower, perception, memory, reason, and don't confound reason with excuses and alibis, intuition, and imagination? Do you use them? They are so real and you know they're real. So make a conscious decision to appreciate those higher faculties and to use your mind to make your dreams come true, because you can. Okay? Then number 5 is the thinking into results chain. What does it mean? If you want to have a certain result, so you can reverse engineer the process. So the usual process is that you think of something. Oh, I am hungry. No, you think of something. Perhaps you see a sandwich in the store, and then you get emotionally involved and say, oh, I am hungry. And then you take action. I'll go and buy the sandwich, and then you eat it. The result, right? So now when we want to reverse engineer the process is, okay, what is your goal? And then, okay, in order to achieve this goal, what needs to be the action that I can achieve this goal? And in order to have this action, in what state of feeling or emotion do I have to be? Can I be angry and a good salesperson, for example? Can I be frustrated and have fun? So that's it, okay? So what kind of state of emotion do you have to be in order to take a certain action? And then what has to be your thinking in order to have a certain emotion? I'm saying that by knowing your result, you can reverse engineer and know what you have to think and believe in order to create that emotion that sets law of attraction in action, so that you will have this energies to do things, to take action. And you know what happens when you take action? The results show up. So sometimes people come and say, okay, for example, I sit here right now in Switzerland and Dominic is in the Philippines. And in order for both of us to meet up, let's say we want to physically meet, and I'd love to go to the Philippines because it seems to be such a beautiful country. So what I will do is to catch a plane, and most probably I will have to have a stopover somewhere, I don't know, in the Middle East or in Southeast Asia, okay? So when I land at this stopover, and I say, hey, but this is not the Philippines. Will I take the plane back to Switzerland just because I haven't arrived yet? Or do I trust that having a stopover is part of the way to get to the Philippines? So trust the process. You have to trust the process. If we take the metaphor again of the plant, if you plant a seed and you want to see the flower grow, you cannot go and dig it out like every second day. Let's look how the seed has evolved so far. You know what we are doing then? You're killing the seed because it needs this silence, it needs this darkness, it needs the earth, it needs the sun, the energies that makes it grow, right? So trusting the process. Then the next is understanding that the environment is just a looking glass, which means is that you create the circumstances you want. You cannot go about and say, oh, but my environment, but my circumstances, but the people in your life, because you can always change all of this. So you are in charge. And didn't we yesterday cover the leadership habits? Yep. Those leadership habits, internalizing them and understanding that you can create circumstances, you can create your circle of support, you create your reality, and you create your results. Understanding this is know that you have the power. You are the leader. So accept and assume this leadership and know that this is part of your tool set to reach where you want to go. And then when you do that, the very natural transition is to meet what we call the terror barrier. It's like, oh, I want to take this action, it looks so good. And then comes the sneaky word, but. But who am I? But I don't have the money. But I don't have time. But I don't have the right connections. But. Okay. We do want to break this terror barrier. So the 7th step is to break the terror barrier and avoid those habits or thoughts that sabotage your success. Okay, so this as well, you have to train your mind and you have to be willing and able to jump over what you perceive as a burning fire. So you just jump over, because if you jump, it's although frightening, but you can jump. So after that, it's like, oh, that was easy. But doing it first wasn't easy. Also, now that the summer finally arrived in Switzerland, so the lakes are still pretty cold. So jumping in is like, but once you're inside, it's so beautiful, so refreshing, right? So there is always this little terror barrier, but how can I do it? Because you can, right? On day 2, we took inventory of what you can, of how those are just ghosts of fear talking to you. So you talk back, hey, ghost of fear, I'm not taking it anymore. I do have the money, I do have the knowledge, I do take the time, I have the resources, I'll call up people, I'll build my my connections. Yeah, because you can. Like, how cool is that, right? And so the other side of the terror barrier, what goes together with it is fear. The other side of fear is faith. Okay, fear and faith are 2 sides of one medal. Both are invisible, and you can believe in either this or that. So which one do you believe in? Do you believe in your fears, or do you believe in faith that it's possible? And if you want to go here and you are here and you reach here, isn't that cool? So have belief, have faith that whenever you start to take action in the right direction, you will reach your next destination. You will come closer to your goals, because it's the law, right? Because that's it. When your goal is here, you're here, you're taking one step, you're taking another step, you do come closer, right? Even if taking a step costs energy, so it's an investment, because being in your goal is so cool, right? So align yourself with your beliefs is step number 8. Align yourself with your beliefs. Of course, with good, the good beliefs, not the fear beliefs. So know, trust, or with faith, I wanted to say trust, have faith that whatever goal is in your mind, it's possible to achieve. You can also ask yourself, have other people achieved it before you? Have others, reached millions a month? Or run a super successful nonprofit organizations feeding millions of people. Just look at Tony Robbins. Wow. So there is so many things that has been done before. So don't think you invent the wheel. Don't think it's impossible just because you're here. It's just a question. How do I get there? How do I get there? Right? Just ask yourself how. And that is also the reason that I invite you for a personal implementation call, because I'm so super passionate about making that happen for you and with you. So it's just an investment of about 45 minutes, and then you get the plan, and either you like it or you like it less, you know? So is that worth an investment of your time? So the step number 9 is the magic word. What is the magic word? It's attitude. So what is your attitude towards your goal? Oh, yes, and towards everything else. What is attitude towards your fears? What is your attitude towards your dreams, towards yourself? So just to understand a bit what attitude is, it is the alignment of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Yay, thank you for your heart, Miriam. So it's the alignment of thoughts, feelings, and actions. So what is your attitude? Sometimes you think, I want to do this, the thought, but I am afraid, the feeling, and therefore you don't do it. So is there an alignment? As soon as there is an alignment, nothing is impossible. If you think, yes, I can. If you feel, yes, I can. So you do it. Then you have alignment. That is how you reach your goals. So step number 9 is the secret of using your attitude, of reflecting on your attitude, of knowing your attitude, and always calibrate your attitude. Okay? How beautiful is that? Then number 10, called the most valuable person. And can you guess who is the most valuable person? It is you. Because you are perfection. You are perfect just as you are. Because you are. You were given your talents, your interests, your desires, because of you being on this planet with a certain purpose. So are you going to live your purpose, or are you going to wait and dabble around and just think, so what is it that I did in my life? So if you want to reach your goals, you understand that you are the most valuable person, and developing yourself and your trust in yourself and your skills and your knowledge and your thoughts and your confidence is so valuable, because it will allow you to reach in your higher self. That's why we call it your higher self. So you are who you are. That's perfectly fine. So you have everything it takes. So the more you develop your strengths, your magic, that is how it gets higher and higher and higher. And you will be and live and share your higher self. How cool is that? Okay. Then number 11 is leaving everyone with the impression of increase. So that starts with you. If you do something that is good, feels good, and does good for yourself and others, this is the path. And whatever you do, you can always reflect. Do I leave people with the impression of increase? If the answer is yes, so by karma or not, very physically, you will always get you will always reap what you sow, right? So the last step, number 12, is then magnify your mind with a mastermind, so you become unstoppable. What do I mean? If you have people understanding these principles, if you have people around you that uplift you, give you ideas that fascinate you, that inspire you, that uplift you, that teach you the next step, so that is your mastermind. So it's not only your mind, but you have also mastery all around you, and forming this circle of people, knowledge, resources. That is your mastermind. So that's step 12. And those 12 steps, can you see how that works for you? Is this a plan you want to follow? If the answer is yes, so write it in the chat so I can see, yes, sounds like a plan. Okay? Because that's also the very formula of thinking into results, the program I teach. So with and without connection to this program, if you want to see how these 12 steps work for you, and you want to say, look, Nadine, this is my goals and this is what holding me back. Can you show me and help me how to implement this? So I do offer free implementation calls this and next week. And I think this week there's only one, if at all, spot left. Yeah. So I offer this as part of this masterclass that you can gain clarity how that will work for you. Okay. So if you feel overwhelmed and don't even know where to start, so I can tell you from heart to heart, just first start with accepting the idea. Yay, Miriam says she's already a student. Yes, and recommended. Thank you, Miriam. Yes, I wouldn't be so passionate about it if I couldn't see the result. You know what happened to Miriam? She signed up. She said yes. I think it's about 3 weeks ago now. And one day later, she was on a webinar or so, and she was asked to, what are you doing? And that was the exact clarity. What is your goal? So she was like, I can do this and this and this and this, but how do I say it? And then I was like, okay, so think about in order to introduce yourself, to the Thinking into Results group. And so she did. And then she was on another call and introduced herself as the wonderful, magical person she is. And then she got invited to be a speaker for a year-long program. So she has one session there. And if you're speaking German, so you definitely want to check it out. So this is so amazing. She made a decision, she got clarity, and 2 days later she was invited to be a speaker. Like, how cool is that? Right? Yeah. Really so amazing. So if you want to know a bit more how to implement this, so I can give you some overview over that. Is that something you'd like to do? So the way I could help you potentially to implement this is by giving you the information on the one hand on video, so you can watch it over and over as much as you want, whenever you want, with lifetime access. But also I'll be there for 24 calls for 24 weeks. So we have 12 steps. And so for every step, we take 2 weeks time to implement it, because I don't want to hustle and run and just to say, okay, let's do it in order to have it done, so 1 week after the other. But I really want to first explain the concept, give you time to implement, and then an opportunity to ask a question and have a conversation, and then you have time to implement again, and only then we will continue. So there is coaching calls with that in the package. And then there are Q&A calls with Bob Proctor personally. Now, how cool is it that you can ask Bob your own questions? Like on a webinar live, you can, there in the Zoom Q&A function, you can write your question. And if you're early enough, you get picked. Or if your question is really good, it's for everyone. So how cool is that? Then the next thing is that we have a WhatsApp group, and the group where 24/7 you have this circle of like-minded people that are there, know what you're talking about, knowing what you're going through, know the terror barrier, know the belief, know the faith, know your goal, and can say, oh, that's where you're at. So let's take the next step. So let's create this magic. So here is, so here we can hold the energy for you. Right? How cool is that? And then there is also, if you are a fan of Bob, so he has a book. It's called You Were Born Rich. So you are also going to get the ebook You Were Born Rich. Now, is that cool? Do you feel that with such a support system you could potentially implement your goals? And the cool thing is we follow universal laws. So with every one of these steps, I'm going to explain the universal laws behind it. So you can align yourself to those laws and just close the knowing doing gap, build that circle, move towards your goal, set your mind, etc., right? So some people are here because, you know, if you have tried so many things, been on all kinds of master classes, strategies, even booked the coachings, etc., and you haven't received or achieved your results yet, that is a very good opportunity to say, okay, Nadine, look, I have tried this. It didn't work. Can you tell me why? So let's hop on a call and let's have a look what it is. Or if you're looking for guidance how to achieve that, I'm going to be there for you. You're not going to do this alone. There is also the group to do that, right? If you finally want to follow your passion, enough is enough. I'm already in the exact age you are right now, and you haven't achieved yet what you want. So isn't it time to go about it? So if so, book a call and let's make a plan. Let's make your unique, customized, definite plan. And then you can still make a decision if this is the right one for you, if you like it, right? So yes, say yes to yourself. Say yes to success. Say yes to your goals. Say yes to your magic. Say yes to yourself. Like, how beautiful is that? And how cool if you can get the clear step-by-step system that has worked for so many others. I mean, for example, if you're familiar with Phil Goldfine, he has won several Oscars, the Tony Award, the Emmy Award with doing this very process, this thinking into results process. A friend of mine, Kim Colbert, she has sold her car in order to invest into this program. She was down to £4. She's from Ireland, down to £4. And today she's a multi-millionaire and having a Ferrari. Like, she sold the old car, today she's a Ferrari, right? Or Yolanda, who is with us here, like, that's other people, but people in our group right here, right? So when Yolanda joined the group, so the first thing was that she manifested the down payment. She manifested the money for the course, but first she said yes, right? So it's always law of attraction will bring you the resources you need, but first you have to make a committed decision that is backed up by action. So say yes to yourself, right? Yes, so then she went on and said, okay, what's the next thing I want? And so she wanted a pickup truck to travel around. So that was Corona time. So just travel in nature. She set her mind on a pickup truck. And you know what? 2 months later, it was there. Surprise, surprise, her partner bought it for her. You know, that's a way how you manifest things. But first, you have to make up your mind. And then she was on a hike. And after a long way of walk, she said, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have a steak coming home? But there is no one home, you know. So her son surprised her, having some friends over. There was a barbecue already ready. Here we go. She just got the steak. So that is by really doing this manifestation process. Like, she is a special person, but she's like all of you. She just joined this group and said, oh, that's interesting. How can I do it? And then she followed instruction. Like, how cool and how easy. And she didn't stop there. She also had a dream of helping her stepdaughter in Ghana with a non-profit organization helping girls to abolish period poverty that allows the girls to go back to school for another 2 years, also after they menstruate. So within a couple of months, she established this non-profit organization and collects donations for it and runs it. And you know, can you see how much it's not only one dream? What if you have many? Like, just go one after the other, manifest after manifest after manifest. But there is also another person. She wanted to have a bigger apartment because she was in a little tiny apartment. So I said, okay, so how would the dream apartment look like? So they were that it's 3 times bigger, 2 rooms more, same price or less, with a view to the lake and in the middle of the city. So She got it. She got exactly that. What she didn't write on her manifestation list then is the neighbors aren't too noisy. And you know what? They are. So for next time, for the next manifestation, she knows how to add that too. And yeah, so another super manifestation with TIR is from Billy Neal, and you might have seen his video here in this very group, in the Mindful Success Achiever group, because he was dreaming this New Year's resolution. He was writing down that by June 1st, he wants to have his own coaching program, his own 6-figure coaching program. So on May 30th, he wasn't one step closer to it than in January when he wrote it down. And because he is coaching me in sales calls, so I was just, loving what he's doing and his approach and everything. I was just loving everything about it. And I had this intuition, this impulse to write it down, like how to structure it. And he was like, wow, here is my course. And so now he has this course that he was manifesting for. And all he was doing is holding his vision, knowing what he's want, exactly knowing what he's want, and doing the work, right? If you want, go and watch this video. I'll repost it perhaps here, and so that you can see it. Like, this is just a couple of examples of what is possible. So are you willing to close the knowing doing gap? If so, jump to a call. So let's see how we can do this, right? And so this is not all. Also, in order to incentivize you a bit, so there is a couple of bonuses if you book a call this or next week. And if you decide to implement the plan that we create together, and you don't have to, it's absolutely up to you. You could just take the plan and say, thank you, that looks great, I'll have a thought to think about it. That's fine. But if you do decide to work together, so what I also will offer you is a free ticket to the next Money EQ Mastery, that if you have thoughts and beliefs about money that currently block that flow. So we are going to block that on the Money EQ Mastery. EQ stands for emotional intelligence. And usually it's never about, knowing what to do. It's about allowing yourself and your emotions to talk about money, think about money, allow yourself money, to trust, how it shows up, and to take advantage upon opportunities. Like, how cool is that? And yeah, let me know in the chat if that sounds good. I see already the hearts and a hug. So I don't know when this came in, so here in the StreamYard. But if that sounds good, and because I have 2 new things in my sleeves, one is the Shine Your Magic Publishing Mastery, if you want to write a book, or for Billy's Sales Mastery. If you want, or if you consider to eventually join this year, so you get also a $1,000 voucher to do so. So all you have to do is to book a call and let's have a chat. We'll create a plan together. If you like it, that's good. If you don't, that's good as well. You make the decision. It's absolutely no strings attached. So that's not for me. I already have my kind of success. I'm a business mentor for the canton of Zurich here in Switzerland. I have wonderful people in TIR. I have my successful business. I serve people on this planet. I talk about my passion. This is for you. You can do the same. You can live your dream, live your passion. So just do that. So write in the chat, yes, I want that, and book that call. Make that decision that you are the best person to become the best version of yourself, to live your higher self, to live your wonderful life right now, right? So if all this did was giving you a clear structure in the process, would that be cool? If you just have a real clear plan, okay, first I do this, then I do that. Oh, that's right. It's also, designed by Bob Proctor. So it has been proven hundreds of thousands of times. So if you are willing to do the work, There is so much proof that it just works because we work with the universal law. And as I said, like the law of gravity always works, the law of attraction also always works. The question is if you align yourself to that. And that's all. So that's when this alignment is suddenly showing up, that's when people find, wow, that's it. That is how it feels. Amazing. Right? So if you want to have a clear plan, this structure of how to do it, that's so cool. Just book a call. I'll let you know how that goes. And if all that did was just giving you some inputs about how to use your mind, your higher faculties to manifest your higher goals, like what would that do to your life? What would that mean for you? And if all it did it was just to give you the confirmation and confidence to know that you're on the right path, right? So if this is something that you consider helpful, just book the call. Just take action. Can you see how easy it is? It's just a call. It's 45 minutes of precious time that I'm willing to give for you to create a plan. Are you willing to also invest 45 minutes of your time? If so, the link is already here in the chat by Dominic. You can see it also on the screen if you're watching on LinkedIn or YouTube. And yeah, take action. We will have on the call, that's how it's going to work. We will have a chat. You will tell me what is your exact goal, what is your definite goal, and then also what is holding you back. And then we take an analysis, we just take inventory of what's there. I can make a couple of suggestions according to the plan I just laid out on this call, these 12 steps. If you like it, wonderful. If you then want to continue to work together, even better. But also if not, you're just open to make your decision, and that's that. So what will it take to just hop on a call and let's have a chat about how to implement this 12-step plan for you so that you can achieve your goals and unleash your full potential, your full power, and let's just go about it. So my name is Nadine Dill. I'm a success mentor using mindfulness, the universal law, speaking from heart to heart, and allowing people to unfold. I hold the energy, I hold the space, so you can step in, try out, find your voice, find your language, and live your dream. Not only dream your dream. The quote of Van Gogh, he said, "First, I dream my painting and then I paint my dream." Like, how beautiful is that? So if this is what you want to do, take action. Let's hop on a call. Let's have a wonderful day, a chat together. It's 45 minutes approximately. So what a cool investment to just get a proven plan that works at the exact 12 steps that you can implement. So if you like that, tomorrow we're going to have one more call. We call it an implementation call. We will recap on the previous days and add some more leadership habits into implementation hacks. We do Q&A, so write me in your questions here in the chat. Whether you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, I'll go and have a look at the chat to see your question. You can also email if you signed up for the Open the Gates Masterclass. So you also have my emails, and you can just email that. Like, you will see my email there. So just email me with your question, and then I'm going to cover them tomorrow on the call. So I hope you enjoyed this session. I'm looking forward to have a chat about your specific goals and implementation strategies, how we implement this exact steps. And yeah, let's rock and roll from here. So thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow we will be 2 hours later, so it's not 2 p.m. Central European time. It's going to be 4 p.m. Central European, 3 p.m. UK. And what is that then? 3, 4 for me is 10 a.m. Eastern time. So in any way, I will notify you a couple of minutes before if you're signed up for the Open the Gates Mastery. And you can also just type here in the chat, hey, let me know, notify me when we're live. So Dominic will do that. And so there is no way you can't be there. And always there is a replay. I'm going to leave the replays up here all next week so you can have the time to watch and rewatch in case you haven't been on all the sessions. So no problem about that. So remember, the bonuses are live for this and next week if you decide that we're going to work together. So all you have to do is to book a call and let's have a chat. Let's see if you do want to work together. And then let's take it from there. And so a little sneak peek for tomorrow. Can you see what this is? It's 10,000 written on it. Is it real? I'll tell you tomorrow, and also how you can get it. So see you back on the Q&A session tomorrow, implementation day session tomorrow, and thank you so much for being here today. My name is Nadine Dill. Love you very much. Bye.